Hey y'all, so I'm stuck in traffic here, going through Chiba. This route is one of the oldest freeways in all of Japan, I believe. This is called the Keio Express, yeah, if I hit this about half an hour later, it would be a lot clearer. I just hit the rush hour, that's all. But yeah, I thought I'd talk, soon as we're stuck in traffic, I thought I'd talk a little bit to you about Japanese cars. Of course, as you know, Japan has been one of the world leaders in auto manufacturing, with some of their most famous brands, of course, being Toyota and Honda. And then other famous brands being Nissan, which I drive. I have a Nissan at the moment. I used to have a Honda, and I never had a Toyota though. Yeah, I mean, they're all... What's nice about the Japanese manufacturers is that that level, Honda, Nissan, Toyota, in the sort of mid-market, which my car is somewhere like mid, a little bit higher than mid. Like brand new, my car would have been about 4.2 million yen. Mid-market would be about 3.7, 3.5, 3.7. My last Honda would have been that brand new. I never buy brand new though. I always buy almost new. Like my Honda was, what did I pay for that? I think I paid about 2 million for it, and it was just about almost 2 years old when I bought it. And it had virtually no mileage on the clock. Very good car. It was a hybrid, did good mileage. That one would get on the freeway, it would get about 21 kilometers per litre, which is quite good. That's about around about 50 miles per gallon, I believe, if you convert, which is pretty damn good. But downtown it wouldn't do so good because it's all stop, like traffic like this, it's all stop start. But in Japan, hybrid is the most prevalent type of car technology. Of course, there are electric cars, and of course Toyota were famously the pioneers of the hybrid with their Prius model, and then others followed suit. I'll just talk about the hybrid cars now, actually, because what turned me on to Nissan was that they had a different hybrid mechanism. They call their hybrid their hybrid, they kind of all brand their hybrid technology differently. Like Nissan calls it e-power, and by that what they mean is that they actually have an electric engine, a battery, electric motor, which is driven by an electric lithium ion battery. The electric motor is separate to the petrol driven motor, but the petrol driven motor feeds the electric motor, and in normal mode it will switch between the two in order to optimize fuel efficiency. So and it's very bloody good. It's better than the Honda was. Like this car, my Nissan, does on average, on the freeway or highway or motorway, whatever you want to call it, it gets about an average of about 30 kilometers per liter, which is phenomenal. It's really good mileage. And when I first got it, I noticed I was filling it up half as much as I would fill up the Honda. And I was doing, with the Honda, I was mostly doing downtown driving. But this is much better on downtown driving, and the reason is because you can actually switch into electric vehicle mode. It has a switch. You just hit the switch and it'll go to the electric motor, completely just running off the battery. Now the battery does not have a long mileage, but it charges up quickly, and you can kick it into electric mode whenever you want, basically, provided the battery has enough charge. But it charges up quickly off the petrol motor, so it's very efficient. I think it's maybe even more efficient than the Toyota version, the hybrid, although I'm not sure, because of course my Nissan is a very recent model. It's from 2024, and Toyota, of course, I don't know what their most recent models are like now, but last time I looked, they were getting about 23, 24 kilometers per liter, which is still very good. But this thing downtown, it does, like if the battery's charged up, if I do a short journey on EV, then it doesn't use any petrol at all. Like I can travel maybe a couple of kilometers completely on the battery, just for a short trip, maybe down to the hardware store or something to pick up supplies, and it's completely free. No, it doesn't consume any petrol. And then on the way back home, it will charge the engine. The engine will charge the battery back up, ready for the next trip. So it really cuts fuel prices in half. And I heard recently that Nissan is actually going to be releasing their first hybrid models in the United States soon, under their new CEO. As you know, Nissan went through a very rough patch. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, and it was Honda was bidding to buy Nissan out. Nissan's sales had dropped drastically. Its leadership was poor, and the CEO was very smug and self-congratulatory, egotistical, didn't want to listen to any market advice or technical advice from designers and engineers within the company, and as a result made some poor decisions, it saw a sales slump, and then I think what happened is Honda bid, but the Nissan CEO and board declined the bid. It would have been good. I think a partnership between Honda and Nissan would have been good. A merger, an acquisition would have been very good. But anyway, I'm kind of glad that Nissan managed to keep itself afloat, because it's a unique company. It has some unique technology, and it is bloody good. I love my Nissan. It's I think it's the nicest car that I've owned so far. And I'm not one of these guys. I don't need to have a flash, fancy, high-end car or anything. It's not something that I need. Maybe later on in life, when I'm fully retired or something, I might get something a little bit special. But no, I've always gone for just something that's very comfortable, nippy, efficient, also nicely designed. It's nice to look at as well. Yeah, I found my Honda was also a nice design. I really liked it. I would have bought another one. It was a shuttle. I would have bought another one if they'd have continued the model, but they discontinued it. So I decided to go for other options. And in Japan, I like to have. I don't like to have a large car. I like to have a compact station wagon, or a kind of my Nissan right now is kind of a sports profile hatch. It's relatively spacious. It's a little bit wider than the Honda was, but it's not as long. The Honda was narrow, very easy to park. But yeah, this Nissan's got it handles better, and it's got amazing parking technology. It's got these cameras all around the car, and it creates a multi-dimensional aerial image of the car as you're parking it, so you can't go wrong really. You have to be a complete and utter retard to not be able to park this car. So it's the perfect car for me. Anyway, other brands, let's see. So Toyota, as you know, is of course one of the most famous brands. Toyota there on the right there, Toyota Cross, and then in front of that you've got a Mitsubishi Delica. It sounds like a freaking, no, it sounds like an oven or something, like a microwave. I don't know why they call it that. Perhaps it is an oven inside, especially on a day like this. It's hot. That's a four-wheel drive, and then in front of that, of course, that's a Porsche. In front of the Porsche, yeah, that's a Panamera. In front of the Porsche, you've got a Nissan Serena. That's like a people carrier car, sort of van type thing. And right in front of us, directly in front of us, not to the right, is a Toyota Rise. That's kind of a cool model. I was interested in that one, although that's a very standard one in front. They do varied options with you know, slightly nicer trim, whatnot, for a little bit of an you know, an upcharge on the price. Similar to this Nissan, really. Like the bog standard model of this Nissan is like 2.7 million new. Sorry, what am I talking about? The bog standard one is like 3.7 million yen new, and then you can get the sports version called the Nismo for about 4.3, or the Ortec version for about the same, 4.3 million yen, or you could get this one, which is somewhere between standard and Ortec, which is perfect for me. It's got, this is called the G leather. It's got the all leather seats, and it's got Bose speakers in the headrests and shit like that, which is just all really nice features that I particularly like the look of. I always wanted something with a little bit more of a luxurious interior, and you know, it's not as expensive as the Nismo. The Nismo's a little bit sportier. It's a little bit of a larger engine. I don't need a large engine. I don't need to go fast. I'm not a rally driver. I'm not a boy racer. I'm not doing any drifting or anything. Although, you know, we're in the land of Tokyo Drift. And speaking of which, there are still drift clubs going on out here. And there are still a lot of really cool cars. Sometimes I see them having a meetup in town. I don't know exactly where they go now to drift, but sometimes sometimes at night you can hear them at around midnight, 1 AM or something in the distance. I guess that's them opening up on the expressway. But yeah, anyway, I digressed. So yeah, that's the Rise in front of us. And then oh yeah, on the right there you've got what's called a K car, which is a very small, compact vehicle. Just on the right there, that's a Honda N wagon. It might look kind of silly, but actually they've got all the mod cons inside. When I had my Honda go in for its bi-yearly checkup and maintenance, and while it was in on that, which it only took like a few days, they gave me one of those little N wagons, which is small, but it's really nice actually. It had all the mod cons inside, you know. It's pretty comfy, but it's a nice interior actually, and yeah, it handled pretty well. I thought it was going to be handled like shit because it'd be too small, too light. I thought it's going to be horrible on corners and stuff like that, but yeah, it was not as nice as this, which has a wider wheelbase and much bigger tires. Wheel size is larger, but it's cute. Yeah, it's a good little car. It's good for getting around in the city. Fuel efficiency is good. Doesn't cost much. You can pick one of those little buggers up for, you know, I think they're about just a shade over 2 million yen brand new, something like 2.3 million yen brand new. You pick them up on the second-hand market for under $1 million, in excellent condition, you know. Okay, so I'm going to open up now. I'm going to get off this horrible Keio Expressway, which is not an expressway at the best of times because it's a poorly designed road. But now we're getting up onto Route 51, E51, Higashikanto, back to Tokyo. So yeah, rambling away here about cars. Let me see now. So in some of the car brands like Toyota, Toyota actually has a number of brands. For example, Lexus is a Toyota brand. That's one of their high-end, kind of more sort of sports saloon, high-end sports saloon and SUV type vehicles, and those are pretty expensive. You're going to be expecting to pay anything between what, sort of 6 to 8 million yen probably. And then they've also got their luxury brand called Crown. Crown, it was kind of more aiming at sort of I guess the more refined, the older driver. It's more based towards comfort, luxury, and they have more of a sort of stately design and look. Very popular with for taxi drivers. However, now Crown have kind of moved into the luxury sports vehicles, and I can't make out what I prefer actually. Do I prefer Crown or Lexus? I think I prefer Crown. The balance of luxury and cool design is really nice. I wonder if we can find one while we're at it here. Let me see now. On the right in front of us, I'm just gonna move in here. On the right in front of us is a Toyota, but that is just more one of the higher end standard range Toyota. So that one's probably sort of around 5 million yen mark. It's a little bit before you move in. It's just it's not quite getting up to Crown or Lexus level, but nonetheless a very good vehicle. Let's see now. Let's see what we come across. And while we're doing that, I'll just tell you a little bit about the roads here in Japan. It's a lovely country to drive in after you're used to Britain. Britain with all its potholes and shit, and always roadworks going on, road closures everywhere all of a sudden, and just patching shit up. Even though you pay a fucking road tax, you know, it doesn't seem to be used very efficiently. Here in Japan, I think they have a road toll system. I think it probably ends up being more than paying road tax. However, the roads here are much better. Condition is much better, and roadworks maintenance is done. It is done regularly, but it's managed very well so that it's not disruptive. It's not all of a sudden there's, you know, occasionally there'll be an emergency repair going on, but only occasionally. It doesn't happen very much, because they look after their infrastructure. They look after it properly, and I appreciate that. It's great. The roads are smooth. Everything. There are seldom any potholes unless you go out into the countryside. Even the roads in the countryside are pretty damn good, considering. But yeah, all the main roads are in Tokyo, even in Chiba Prefecture, I've never come across a bad road. Everything's nice. Here we've got the traffic jam coming up. This is always jammed. Let's see what we can find car-wise here. All right, well look at this. We've got a Subaru. That's another famous Japanese brand. Subaru right in front of us, and one on the right there. I was considering a Subaru actually. That's a Levorg on the right, which is kind of like a sports touring car, and then in front of us that is a Levorg as well, but it's a slightly earlier model. Very nice cars, but they're not hybrid, so I didn't go for it. They're very popular, as you can see though. That's another Levorg, again that white one on the right. Nice design, kind of sporty look, lots of room. It's like a sports wagon, station wagon, 4-wheel drive as well. Not something I'd ever need though. That's another Subaru on the left there, slightly earlier model. I'm not sure what model it is, but that's a sports model, STI. There's a little box car by Honda again. This cool black thing on the right is a Volkswagen actually. That's rather sleek. That's very nice. So yeah, some of the European cars are popular over here in Japan. It's kind of a bit of a status symbol over here in Japan to have a European car. My father-in-law used to have Volvos. When I first came to Japan, we would share a car just to save on bills. So we were sharing my father-in-law's Volvo 850 SE. Beautiful car, really shit mileage though, and if something went wrong with it, the expenses were high. You know, it had a few things go wrong with it. We had to get replacement oil filter, we had to get replacement indicators and brake lights once, and yeah, it was expensive. You know, we were shelling out like 40,000 yen each time, which is about 150 quid each time. So, you know, after that I said to my stepdad, why don't we just get a Japanese car and share that instead, because you know, he didn't need to drive very much anymore, and we needed a larger car because we had more kids in the interim, so we needed a little bit more space. We needed something with 7 seats, so I actually got Honda Odyssey station wagon. Better fuel efficiency, and far better in terms of reliability. I mean, it was a much newer vehicle anyway. Again, it's something that I bought nearly new. Again, it was a couple of years old only when I bought it. I think it was a 2008 model, and yeah, it was a nice car, lots of room. It was great for the family. It was pretty solid on the road, good handling. Fuel efficiency wasn't very good though. It only did about, I think on the highway it did about 15 to the kilometer. It wasn't a hybrid, so that's a lot less than this Nissan. This Nissan does like twice that. And the Honda that I got after that, the Shuttle, did, you know, 6-7 kilometers better per liter. So yeah, let me see now. Got anything else interesting to show you car wise? I'm trying to find one of those Crowns for you, the Toyota Crown. They're really good. I'll see if I flick the camera around in the meantime. Oh, doesn't look like I can actually. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that while I'm driving. Not the safest thing to do. Another Volkswagen. Thinking about it, probably, I think the most popular foreign cars that I see here in Japan are maybe BMW, actually. There's on the left there's another one of those K cars. That's a Nissan one. It's a Toyota. Oh, that's a Toyota Crown that just passed. It's an older model though. Yeah. That's a Toyota Hiace van that just passed on the left, the black one. Mazda, that's another brand. Very affordable, and actually their designs are really cool. I was quite tempted. I think it's called the CR. I was quite tempted to get a Mazda CR, but again, I just felt like the Nissan, the interior was better. I think the hybrid system is better. Although the price was a bit higher. You know, I actually got my Nissan second hand, and I part exchanged my old Honda. But it was, you know, I bought this in 2025, and it was just a year old. Ex-display from a showroom, so it had been driven around a bit, test driven and stuff. But generally mint, and I'm very chuffed with it. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I don't like about it. Might say the only I don't know, it's a very small gripe, but the armrest, I don't know, it's quite comfortable actually. The armrest position for driving, it's a little low. It could be a little bit higher. You've got an armrest on the door, you see, and you've got the central armrest as well, and you've got the start button and gear. Well, it's automatic, so you've got the mode switch there as well. But yeah, I think that's the only thing. The Honda used to have a footrest for your left foot as well. This is right hand side drive, of course, in Japan, because we drive on the left, same as in the UK. But yeah, the Honda that I had this nice little footrest for your left foot, because you no longer need a clutch, right? So your left foot doesn't really do anything. So it had this kind of comfortable little footrest for your left foot. This Nissan doesn't have that, which I kind of miss that. But apart from that, though, I think those are the only things. Apart from that, I love it. I love the display inside here as well. It's all touch panel display. It syncs up with your smartphone. It's designed for Android users, really. The system inside. I mean, of course, if you have an iPhone, you can still use it, but it's got this special system. What's it called? I forgot what it's called now. But anyway, it hooks up to your Android phone automatically, and it uses Google Maps for navigation, and it has a version of Google on the screen, which is kind of stripped down so that you can't do browsing or anything that's distracting. But you can use voice command prompts and stuff to search for locations and whatnot. It's nice. It's nicely thought out. That's something that my previous Honda didn't have. I think most recent cars though have something similar now. Like I said, this is a 2024 model, so it's got those kinds of bells and whistles. This thing on the right hand side, that is a Toyota Velfire. That's one of their top of the range people carriers. So it's got all the bells and whistles, and it's got all the fancy chrome trims and all that. It's got very special body shape. That carries 9 people, as far as I know. Up to 9 people. It's a pretty cool looking beast. And just sneaking up by us on the right there is a Toyota Crown. Although this is an earlier one before they just changed the branding. Now they don't even have a Toyota badge on them, it just says Crown on the most recent ones. And they're really cool. Really cool. But yeah, you can see that looks a lot like a Lexus. It's very similar. And the price range is not, it's not much different either. They run probably 6 or 7 million yen. Yeah, that's a luxury car. It's probably got all leather seats, and it's got that one's got sports profile tires on it. Mind you, my car has that too, but nah. What have we got? What have we got coming up? Oh, here's a Mitsubishi. That's an all-wheel drive. That silver thing on the right there. Followed by a Lexus. There we go. There's a Lexus hatch. That's a sports hatch. It's about the same size as my car. Yeah, I've never been very keen on that design personally. It's a little bit I'm not sure that I'm not very keen on that, to be honest. It's pretty cool though, but and the spec is good. Again, with the Lexus, you've got the you've probably got leather interior or mixed interior. I haven't actually, have I? No, I have been in a Lexus. I had a client who had a Lexus. This is back when I was teaching English. I was teaching business English. Oh, and now here is a little Japanese classic, the Mazda Roadster. Look at that little bugger. Those are sweet, really sweet. I wouldn't mind one of those. A friend of mine's got one actually. Inexpensive, very cool. You can pick one of those up for probably just a shade over 1 million yen. Not hybrid, of course, but by God, is that ever a cool little car. Beautiful. I love them. That one's one of the more recent ones, I believe. And then following that there, that's a Toyota Yaris. It's a small Toyota hatchback. And then after that, oh, that's very nice. That's the Mazda. Very sleek design, simple, smooth, very nice design. That's what I was tempted to get. It's kind of similar in kind of spec grade to my car, but I just think the mileage is not as good, and it doesn't have all leather seats, and it doesn't have Bose speakers in the headrests. There's a Lexus there on the right. That's a Lexus all-wheel drive. utility SUV, sports utility vehicle. That'll probably run you 7 million yen or something like that. Behind that's bloody ugly Honda people carrier, mini people carrier thing. And then behind that is a cute little N1. It's a Honda hatchback K car. Again, K is the tiny little K size. If you have a K size car in Japan, it means your insurance will be less. If you have
fees 1,060 yen.
A parking space, like I pay for my parking space. My car is not a K car, so I pay a higher premium. Even though I own my apartment, the parking space is not owned. It is rented. So I pay about 18,000 yen a month for my parking space. If you have a K car, I think you pay about 15,000 yen a month because it's that much smaller. So it has its benefits if you don't need anything bigger. I could have got away with just having a K car, to be honest, but not my style. I want something that is between practical and something that I can look at and love, you know, that looks cool, appeals to my taste. Here's another one of those coming in front of me now. Another one of those Toyota high-end people carriers. Oh, there's two of them in a row. One of the newer ones and an older model. Those are both hybrid models. Looks like they're following each other. Anyway, I've been yapping for ages now, so it's probably time for me to go. Get a little boring listening to me ramble on. But there are many other interesting aspects to Japanese cars and trucks and stuff as well. Anyway, I just thought I'd do that, seeing as I was stuck in traffic. Let you have a look around and see what there is on the road here in Japan. Alright, that'll do it. Take care.